Here are 5 novels that made Elon Musk who he is. The SpaceX founder and CEO has been an avid reader since he was young, and he's read some pretty high-end great books. So we're going to talk about 5 of them. One that he often cites as being key for him was the Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is a book that I'm sure you're familiar with, at least from the movies, in which a small band of heroes goes out and saves the world by destroying this ring. There, Elon Musk says that this is where he first developed the idea of a heroic duty to save the world. And you can see how later this idea kind of percolated in his mind, and later he came up with some concrete ways to do that by developing solar energy further, by making Earth multiplanetary, and by creating self-driving cars, which will save lives by being safer. So one other aspect of Lord of the Rings is that it shows that heroes don't have to be Superman. It can be a small, introverted, quiet character who actually ultimately saves the world. All right, book number 2, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This also is a series of books, and I'm guessing Elon Musk read all of those and probably also the Dirk Gently books. Douglas Adams was funny and made some great observations in these books, but the one that really stuck with teenage Elon Musk was the nature of truth and the answer to the universe. In the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books, they find out the answer to the universe, and spoiler alert, the answer is 42. So then after that, there are these episodes where they have to try to figure out what the question to the universe is. And my favorite part of that is when the government bureaucrats come up with the question. Their answer that they announce publicly is that the question of the universe is, how many roads must a man walk down? So the answer is 42. I think that's kind of funny. But Elon Musk says that as a teenager, this proved him that asking the right questions is even more important than the answer. And definitely his repeated reason for exploring the universe, besides making Earth multiplanetary, is to understand the universe, to increase our understanding. Third book on the list is the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov. This also, of course, is a series. And if you're not familiar with it, there is the Apple TV series now, so maybe you would have seen it there if you haven't read the books. But the basic idea is Henry Seldon has created an ability to predict future events. And he sees that in the future, Earth is going to enter dark ages. Well, not Earth, humanity is going to enter dark ages, and there will be wars, and technology will be lost. So he plays a very long game. He sets up a system, puts some cultural movements in play so that after civilization gets through these wars and loss of knowledge, that they'll be in a situation where they can rediscover human learning and then advance further. Elon Musk has said that this book, the Foundation series, is fundamental to the creation of SpaceX. And you can think of SpaceX as being kind of the simplest version of the Foundation trajectory, where Elon Musk's goal is to make Earth multiplanetary by settling Mars. And that would essentially double the odds of humanity surviving in the long term, because now there are 2 planets to survive on instead of 1. It is a bit like the Foundation focus on preserving humanity. Next book in the series, number 4, is Dune by Frank Herbert. Dune is a very long series that was continued by Frank Herbert's son, but the first novel already gives the backdrop that was important to Elon Musk. He says that Dune warns about unconstrained machine intelligence, the dangers of artificial intelligence. If you've only seen the movies, you might wonder what Dune has to do with AI. Dune is this desert planet, and there are worms and spice and nomads. But in the books, it's very clear that all of the events of the Dune series happen after a situation in which artificial intelligence took over and enslaved humanity, and humanity fortunately was able to rebel and regain its freedom. And everyone decided that they would never again allow artificial intelligence to develop and take over. So they have things like the Bene Gesserit witches and the Mendats, these people who are like human calculators, these other workarounds to avoid artificial intelligence. And Elon Musk has been a voice in recent years warning about what AI might do if it's not managed properly. He has X's AI tool, Grok, and he's doing other AI development now. So he's definitely part of the mix, but is maybe a little more cautious than some of the more optimistic AI developers like Sam Altman and whoever else. All right, the 5th and final one in the series is actually more of a business novel, but it is a novel, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Elon Musk has called this book a useful counterpoint to collectivism, but he has said that we must temper it with kindness. So Ayn Rand is a controversial character, but she does have a lot in common with Elon Musk. They're both very rational thinkers, big vision people, and she had escaped from communist Russia when she was quite young. So she spent her career warning about the evils of collectivism. And in Atlas Shrugged, the atlas of that book, it's a metaphor. It's business people, basically. She's saying business people provide an incredible benefit to society. And when the collectivists, when government agencies and other people started cracking down on business, in her book, the business people all just leave society. And society eventually falls apart because the business people aren't there providing value. So it's important to focus on individual merit and saving society. But like Elon Musk says, Ayn Rand was often seen as being harsh and maybe unkind because she stated the truth in a very blunt way and didn't hold any punches when it came to discussing collectivists and people who want to, what she would consider be parasites on the successful business people of society. So it's nice that one of our wealthiest humans, Elon Musk, believes that it's important to be kind with her ideas. Anyway, those are 5 books. He read many, many other books, but these are ones that he's repeated often and that kind of formed his worldview and helped make him who he is.